Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my meditation on this wonderful Friday the 13th. Some people think it's unlucky, but I quite like Friday the 13th, and I change my mind round, and I always say it's going to be a good one. So let's wait and see. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, shall we? Good morning, Christine. Lovely to have you with us this morning. The meditation I'm going to do this morning. Good evening. Good morning, Vivian. Friday the 13th. There you are. I've started off, I think it's evening. Hi, Alison. Lovely you could be with us this morning. Yeah, so the meditation I was going to do this morning, I have actually done on my YouTube channel before. Hi, Tracy. I think I've left my teeth in the bathroom this morning. It's been Friday the 13th since March. It seems like it, doesn't it? I keep trying to look on the good side of everything. Good morning, Maureen. I'd keep trying to be positive and think, yes, it's going to be all right. Try and bring the good things to us. Send out good thoughts. Bring the positive things to us, not the negative. I think that's a way to do it. Not always so easy, but at least with SPTV and we're here for each other, and it's nice that we can all be together, and it's just like a little family, isn't it? It's just something extra, especially for those people that haven't got anybody else, and it can be very, very lonely, can't it? So this morning, hi Stace, I'm going to do a meditation that I've done on my YouTube channel before. It went down quite well. I'm sure I haven't done it on SPTV before. But it's a cleansing one. We're going to do a little bit of cleansing this morning. Hi, Pamela. And I thought it'd be nice, rather than to just perhaps try and relax and everything else. With everything that's going on with the lockdown, we're all holding on to stuff. And I think sometimes it's bringing us all down a bit. So I want us to do a little bit of cleansing this morning. Now, it could be a little bit emotional. For you doing it, that's fine. Go with the flow. It's nothing that's going to hang about with you or make you feel bad afterwards or anything else. If anything, it should make you feel a lot lighter and make you release some stuff that you've been hanging on to. So if you feel a bit emotional, and you want to let a tear go, then just let it go. Tears are very therapeutic, and I always think tears are a good thing. And the problems come when you hold the tears in, when you hold those feelings in. And I found that from being a healer, especially with people who are grieving. When people try and put on a happy face and say I'm fine, and I think a lot of us are doing that at the moment, aren't we? Somebody says to you, "How are you?" You go, "Oh, I'm fine," and inside you're not really, but you don't want to bother anybody else with your problems, do you? But I think sometimes tears are a good way of letting stuff go. And it's when you hold them in, it turns to anger. Then it could turn to depression, and nobody wants that. So, like I say, it's going to be a little bit different this morning. It's lovely you could all join me. And I think we'll make a start. I think we've got a few people with us this morning. So if you want to find yourself sitting comfortably in a nice chair, just make yourself nice and comfy. And we'll just close our eyes and take a couple of deep breaths in and out. In and out. Just relax your body. Let your bottom feel nice and secure on that chair. You're nice and grounded. You can feel your feet on the floor. We're just going to relax our legs. Relax our torso. Just let your arms just gently rest on the side of the chair or on your lap. Take a few more deep breaths in and out. Just enjoy that feeling of peace. Give your shoulders a big squeeze. Lift your shoulders in the air, tense your shoulders, and just let all that pressure go All that tension go out of your shoulders and your neck. Give your head a little wiggle. And just feel any of that tension that you've been holding on to. Just let that tension go. Just sit and listen to your breathing. Relax your body. Let any thoughts come into your mind and let them just drift away. Relax your mind, you're safe. You feel peaceful, you feel calm. And you feel ready to start our meditation this morning. To go with whatever comes in our meditation, to enjoy it. And we're going to let go of a lot of unwanted feelings that we've been hanging on to. And as you're sitting, I want you to visualize a beautiful white light coming up through your feet. Watch as that white light goes past your ankles, up through your shins, past your knees into your thighs. That white light goes up into your body, into your torso, down your arms, into your hands, up through your neck, into your head. And watch as that deep, beautiful, pure white light goes deep into your heart area. Feel that white light of peace, the white light of protection and safety, as it fills your whole body, making you feel calm and relaxed and safe and ready to start our journey. And today we're going to find ourselves outside a large mansion house. The house is very, very grand. It has very large wooden doors and steps that go up to the door. And on either side of the steps there are large pillars. This is a very, very important house, a very important mansion. And I want you to stand at the bottom of the steps. They're only stone stairs. And I want you to gently walk up the 4 steps that lead to the front door. Just walk up those steps and stand in front of the front door. The door is so large, it's at least 8 foot high. And as you get to the door, I want you to give a knock on the door. And just watch as it opens. And as the door opens, who's opening the door? Who's standing, welcoming you into this mansion? Do you recognize them? Is it somebody you've ever seen before? Just say hello to them. Thank them for welcoming you into the mansion. And as you go into the mansion, you see a very, very large staircase in front of you. The staircase has beautiful red, deep red velvet carpet on them. And on the ceiling is the most beautiful chandelier, glistening with crystals, shining all different colours. And you could see the rays of the chandelier shining across the walls of the mansion. And as you enter into this large hallway, you can see there are paintings all over the walls. And these are paintings of people that have lived here before. Go and have a look around at them. Do you recognise any of the people? These people may be your ancestors. Have a look and see if there's a tag or anything that says what their name is at the bottom of the picture. You may recognise a family trait in those paintings. Some of them are very, very old and go back a very long time. Have a look at the frames. What are they made of? Are they made of old wood? Are they made of ornate gilt or gold frames or silver? Take a walk around the hall and have a look. How big are the paintings? You may see some really life-size ones. Some may be tiny. You may see some of landscapes. Just take a walk around the hall and have a look at all the different paintings. How do they make you feel? You may even look at some of the eyes in the paintings and it feels as though they're watching you. They're not frightening you, but it's a feeling of love and security as you walk around this hallway. It's so quiet. You can just hear your steps as they gently go along the carpet around the hall. You might find the person that opened the door is walking with you. Enjoy looking at those paintings and taking in everything you see. And as you walk around the hall, you see a door that's marked library. And I want you to go into the library. Open the door and go in. And as you enter into this room, you see the walls are covered with shelves. And on the shelves are so many books. There are books covering the whole walls, different coloured books, old books, new books. So many books, you've never seen so many. And there are ladders on wheels that you can reach all the books that are up high. And as you go into the library, you see there's a fire blazing and a very large fireplace. Above the fireplace is a mantle. Have a look on the mantel shelf and there's 2 pictures in frames. Go over and have a look at those pictures. What are they of? Is it a landscape or a person? It may be a picture you recognise. It may be somebody you recognise. It could be a place you've been to before. And I want you to remember these pictures because they're important. They mean something to you. Go and have a look around the room, all the books. Some seem quite new, but others are very, very old and dusty and look like they might fall apart if you touch them. In the middle of the room is a large wooden old-fashioned desk and it's got a very, very comfortable leather chair behind it. I want you to go and sit on that chair. And as you sit on your chair, feel yourself sink into it. Feel that wonderful leather chair. It's so soft. You feel so comfortable and so protected in this chair. What thoughts come into your mind as you sit there? Just sit and relax. Just let your mind drift. And try and remember any thoughts that come into your mind at this time. This room is so cozy, it's so lovely and warm. The chair is so comfortable. It's just like laying on a cloud. And in front of you on the desk, you find some paper and an old-fashioned ink pen with a pot of ink. I want you to take the pen and I want you to just think back over your life. Think back to something that has stayed with you. Something you're not happy about. and cannot forget. It may be something traumatic that happened to you in the past. It may be a memory you'd rather forget. You're completely safe in this room, so those memories cannot hurt you. Think of the situation and feel it deep inside of you. It may not be a nice feeling, but trust me and just do this. Look back and think of that situation. Bring it to your forefront of your mind. Now I want you to take the pen and I want you to write everything you can think of about that situation on the piece of paper. All the things that have stayed with you and upset you about this situation. It may be hard for you to bring them to the surface, but by doing this you will release those feelings. Write it all down. The hurt you felt. The words that might have been spoken unjustly. Write down all the words that come into your mind about this situation. Just scribble them down. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be the whole story. But just write down how you're feeling when you think about this. Do you feel anger? Do you feel sadness, sorrow, guilt, unhappiness? Write it all down. And as you're writing it down, notice that those feelings are leaving your body, are going onto the paper. For every word you're writing on that paper, feel that word and that upset, that hurt, that sorrow. Feel it leaving your body and going onto the piece of paper. Feel your body feel lighter. Let go of that feeling. Let it go down through the pen, through the ink onto the piece of paper. And as you write about it, you feel lighter, and you feel brighter, and you're releasing all those feelings. Now you can only feel peace and love in your body. Notice how you've let those feelings go. How does it feel now? Do you feel different? Now you've let go of that feeling. You may have needed to forgive somebody. You may not be able to forgive someone. It doesn't matter. Just write those words down. Write those feelings down. And let those negative feelings go through that pen and onto the paper, away from your body, leaving your body feeling lighter and brighter. You've now released those feelings, and you can only feel peace and love in your body where those feelings once were. When you've finished, I want you to put the pen down, stop writing, and take the piece of paper, and I want you to screw it up into a tight ball. Make sure it's screwed up into a tight ball. And then I want you to walk over to the fire and throw the piece of paper into the fire. It's very safe. And watch as the paper burns. Watch as the flames of the fire engulf the paper. And watch as in time that paper turns to ash. Watch as that paper begins to turn to ash. taking all those negative feelings, all that hurt away. And as you're watching the ashes just gently go up the chimney, out into infinity, where they can't hurt anybody, you've now released those feelings. Your body feels so much lighter, more settled, with no anxiety about this situation anymore. Your heart feels lifted, and you've completely released all those pent-up feelings and emotions. Just let how you feel go. You may feel you want to laugh. You may feel you want to cry. Tears of happiness, tears of emotion. Just let it go. You feel wonderful. Your whole body feels released. That weight has gone. Now it's time to move forward. Those feelings that you've held on to for so long are no longer with you. You've released them and you've let them go. It's time to move forward. So I want you to just go and have a look around at all the books along the shelves. You're going to ask to be drawn to a book. Whether this is to do with your future pathway, or maybe how your spiritual work may develop. Take a look around, take your time. Have a look around the library at all the different books. Run your fingers along them. Feel the different textures of the books. Don't forget the ones that are up high. Have a look around the room at the shelves and find a book that you're drawn to. If it's up high, then go and get the ladder and bring the ladder over so that you can go up and reach the book. You're quite safe, you won't fall. Go up to the book that you're drawn to and take the book from the shelf. You may need to be very gentle in case it's an old book. But pick up the book and have a look at it. Is it old or is it a new book? Just have a look and see what the title of the book is. Is it a book you've read before? Is it a book you feel you maybe need to read in the future? Make a mental note of what this book is called. Now I want you to just randomly open the book and just see where it falls open. And I want you to read inside the 2 pages facing you. What is the book saying? What is it about? Does it make sense to you? Is this what you should concentrate on in your life? Of course, you have free will and don't have to. But try and remember what the book says, what subjects it's about. So that after you return from this meditation, you can write and remember and write the name of the book down and what the book says. I'm just going to give you a few minutes of quiet to look at the book, look at the pages, and to read those 2 pages, because those 2 pages are going to make sense to you. Take all those words on board. Do they make sense to you? They might even be an answer to a question you've been thinking of. You might be surprised at what's written in the book. It could be something you've been thinking of doing, or it might just be a complete surprise. Read those words and remember them. And even if after you come back from the meditation, you can't remember exactly what the book said, it doesn't matter, because it's gone into your subconscious. It's there. And you will take it on board. And it will be important. If you want, go and make a note of the name of the book on a piece of paper on the desk so you don't forget. Even the colour of this book will make a difference. This is very, very important for your future pathway. Now it's time for you to close the book and to go and put it safely back on the shelf. Know that it's safe and it's there, that you can have a look at it again anytime you want. Or you may even feel you'd like to come back to the library and look for a different book. To come back to the library and maybe write something else down that you've been holding on to that you need to let go of. Remember, this is something you could do again. Never forget you can come back. Now it's time for us to return from the library, to go back into the large hall with all the beautiful pictures on the walls. And as you go back along that beautiful soft red carpet, by the entrance of the door in an alcove is one very, very special picture. A very special painting. Go and have a look at it. It should be something that's very significant to you. It should have meaning. Go and look at this special painting. This is to acknowledge that you've been to the mansion and you've been to the library. Now your painting has joined all the others in the hallway. And as you go back to the entrance door, the great big tall 8-foot door where you entered the mansion, the person who invited you in is once again standing by the door. And before you leave, they give you a gift. What gift have they given you? Does that gift make sense to you? Do you understand it? If you don't, then just remember it. Remember what that gift is. You can take it with you. This is something special given to you from the spirit world. something to help you with your progression and with your life. I want you to say thank you, to say goodbye to the person at the door, and to walk back through the wooden door. And as you do so, the door gently closes behind you. Know that you can go back to this mansion and this library for more advice on your spiritual pathway, or to release any more negative thoughts or situations you might carry with you. Go back down the stone steps, past the pillars, onto the road, down to the pathway where we started our journey. Our journey to the mansion is finished, and I want you to feel your bottom firmly on your chair, feel your feet firmly on the ground. Give your bottom a wiggle, give your feet a little wiggle as you're back at home. Feel your feet on your carpet or your laminate floor, feeling grounded, feeling safe, feeling so much relief and so much lighter than when you started this journey this morning. And when you're ready, just take your time. I want you to open your eyes. Just take your time and make sure you feel firmly back. Quite often it's a good idea to have a glass of water with you after you've meditated, because by having a drink or something to eat, it makes you feel even more grounded. I don't know whether any of you, after we've closed down, would like to share some of their journey or have any questions that you want to ask me, because that meditation wasn't as long as we normally do. If anybody's got any questions they want to ask me about anything after we've closed down, you're very, very welcome. So those of you that can close down, please do so. And those of you that are not sure, then just follow this little meditation or little series with me. So once again, close your eyes. I want you to visualize your third eye in the middle of your forehead. I want you to visualize a purple light bulb. And then I want you to turn that light bulb off. It's going to go down to our throat area, to our throat chakra. And we're going to see a pale blue light bulb. And I want you to turn that light bulb off. Go down to our heart area, where your heart is. And we're going to see a green light bulb. Turn that green light bulb off. Move down to our solar plexus, our tummy area above our tummy button, the area where we get our gut feelings about things. And there you'll find a yellow light bulb. And I want you to turn that light bulb off. Go down to your orange light bulb, which is just below your tummy button, your sacral chakra. I want you to turn that bright orange light bulb off. Go down finally to your base chakra, to your red light bulb at the bottom of your spine, and turn that light bulb off. Now we're just going to go back and double check that our purple light bulb in our third eye in the middle of our forehead is turned off. That the blue light bulb in our throat area is turned off. That our green light bulb in our heart area is turned off. That our yellow solar plexus, that yellow light bulb in our tummy area, is turned off. The orange light bulb in our sacral chakra, just below our tummy button, that orange light is turned off. And down to our red light bulb at the bottom of our spine. Make sure it's turned off. We're going to visualize the roots of a tree going down from our hands and our feet deep, deep down into the earth, making us feel grounded. We're going to put a cloak of protection around our shoulders, over our head and under our feet. And finally, a beautiful white light all around us to protect us and keep us safe. Now you've done that, you're totally closed down and you're ready to go on with your day. If anybody's got any questions or anything they'd like to ask me before we leave, because we've still got a little bit of time, I will always answer anything for you if I can help. If it's something to do with your meditation or anything spiritual, I don't mind. I might not know the answer, but I will try my best. So I will just leave that to you to see if you've got any questions. If there's no questions at all, okay. We'll just see if and wait and see if anybody's got any questions that they'd like to ask about anything. Or maybe you've all fallen asleep. Hopefully not. Richard just said that's where he's going. So hopefully if he's listened to the meditation as well, he'll be all nice and ready for bed. Oh. Mm. Okay, so I don't think anybody's got any questions this morning. So maybe you're all busy going off and doing whatever you've got to do, or you all know exactly what your meditation meant to you. I hope that wasn't too emotional for you, and I really do hope that, you know, a lot of you managed to let go of some stuff that you've been holding on to. We all hold on to stuff. It doesn't matter who you are. You might think you're not. Jan said tears came and she got distracted, difficult to get back then. Jan, this will be recorded, so it will be on SPTV on YouTube. So if you want to go back and have another go at the meditation, you're very welcome. And I know, I think Elizabeth recommended you come and do some meditation with us this morning. So there's lots of other meditations that are still recorded on there with me, and I'm not sure if there's any with anybody else as well, but you can always go back and do any of those meditations. And it's quite difficult. If you're not used to doing meditation, it's easy to get distracted. But, you know, give it another go. But I'm glad you came and joined us this morning. Alison says she rarely ever sees anything when she meditates. A lot of people are like that, Alison, but it doesn't really matter, and it comes with practice. The more you practice meditating, especially if you do a guided meditation, I always say to people, especially in my groups, who say, oh, I didn't see anything. You always see something, even if you see black. You always see something, and you might not be aware of what you're seeing or what you're feeling. But just having that relaxation is enough. And even if you think you haven't followed it, you'd be quite surprised that what you do remember. And like I say, the more you do meditations, the easier it becomes. And it is quite an art. And I've got quite a few people in my groups that have taken quite a while to be able to see things. Some people find it easy, others find it difficult. But just make a note of how you feel. Good morning. Is it Libra Cusp? Tracy says she's going to do this meditation later. Brilliant. It will be on, you feel sleepy. I'm sure that's the thing. And that's why I always like people to make sure, oh goodness, they feel grounded states. Pamela said her cat jumped on her. I bet that made you, that probably brought you back out of it, didn't it? And Maureen said, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the meditation. Do come and join us again. And it does take time. And quite often, if you've got any guided meditations that you listen to at home, they are brilliant. But and this is my personal opinion, okay, not everybody's. If you do a meditation, please will you close yourself down at the end? Because it's very important, because you don't want to still be linked in and have that feeling of being airy fairy. And quite often guided meditations that come on CDs, etc., don't close you down at the end. They just leave you dangling. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Stace. So for me, it's very, very important to make sure you close down after you've done a meditation. Jan said, does everything you see have a meaning, or do you get stuck in one moment? I always think it does have a meaning. And you'll probably sit there and think to yourself, oh, it's my mind going mad. But it isn't. It's like when you do mediumship, you don't make it up. Things come into your mind. Okay, if you've been thinking about, I've got to go and get spaghetti, and you see spaghetti, then then that might be something. But if you see something that's quite random or unexpected, then yes, it does mean something. And I always believe when you do meditations, if you can write down today, for instance, what you saw, how you felt, what the book was, if you can remember what some of the words were that were in the book, whatever pictures you saw, whether they were on the mantelpiece, the person that opened the door, all those things are important. And they might not make sense now, but a month down the line, you might look back at that. I've got a book from when I first started meditating and started my spiritual journey, where I used to write things down. And it's quite interesting when you look back on something. So that's quite good. Richard, I didn't see Chris's comment. Christine Woodhams. I know she put quite a long thing up. I don't know whether you could put that back up for me, so I could reply to her. Oh, Chris says she's pleased with meditation. She's been awake during the night with bad memories. Oh, you've released them. Brilliant, Chris. That's good. So good. And congratulations on your new great-granddaughter. Chris lives in Spain, and she was a lady that taught me healing. So without her, I wouldn't be where I am today. So she's a special lady in my heart. So that's lovely. And I'm so glad you watched, Chris. The thing is, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing mediumship, meditations, anything like that. We never stop learning, and we never stop moving forward. And we're all human. And we're not perfect, so we can't always manage our lives to perfection like we'd want to. So I'm really glad, Chris, that you've let go of a few things. The idea of this meditation. I'm lucky I get the meditations from Spirit, but I was told today that I don't often repeat them. The ones that I always do a different one on my channel on the in-between weeks, but this is, I think, one of the first ones I've repeated. But I was told that I should do this morning, so hopefully it will help a lot of you. Do share any of the meditations with your friends. Tell them about Spiritual Psychics TV. So much good work's done on Richard's channel. Joining, not joking. Okay. If you still lived in Sutton, you'd be joining my groups. Oh, that would be lovely. Have a look on. I know Wimbledon, where I'm based, are going to try and do a lot more. My son-in-law has just put in a load more equipment so that they could put more things on the websites, not websites, on the channels. And I think they're probably hopefully going to work with Richard and do some more stuff. So morning, Teresa. And hi, Stace. Yes, it does make you feel a bit airy-fairy. That's why it's always good to really be grounded, especially if you've got to go shopping or go out in your car. I'm very much, those people that know me and have sat in my groups now, I'm very pedantic about closing down. Not all mediums are. You follow what feels right for you at the end of the day, but I do feel it's important because you don't want to be in Tesco's and picking up somebody's headache or, carrying stuff around you, and it can make you feel a bit wobbly. And I always know when I've not closed down properly because I get a headache. I always get a headache if I don't close down. Like I say, we never stop learning. We learn an awful lot from our groups. But yeah, I mean, like I say, keep an eye on the Wimbledon websites because I know there's going to be a lot going on there as well at our church. So, my son-in-law Kieran's put lots more equipment in there. In fact, it was quite funny, and just tell you a quick little story. He went in there and he's in there till 2 o'clock in the morning. And can't wait to meet Orla. She looks gorgeous. She certainly does. She certainly does, and she's got a lovely family. She's very blessed, Chris. Yeah, Kieran was in the Wimbledon church, and he was in there till about 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, he does believe to a certain extent in the spirit world and mediumship, etc. But as he walked into the church, because he was on his own, he said out loud, "No, I don't want any funny business. If any of you play up any funny business, I'm out of here." He said, "I'm just picking my stuff up and I'm going, and I'm not going to do any work in the church." As it was, he was quite okay, nothing happened. But we were doing an online thing in the church, and Ray actually was in the church, and afterwards Kieran noticed that the energy on a couple of the bits of equipment he was using went right up, and he can't explain that, so that's quite interesting. So yeah, watch this space and we'll see what happens. But I think what have we got later on? We've got Bagita. Is it this evening? Yeah, Bagita's on this evening with her Origins of the Ancients. Is she with Kate? I'm not sure if she's with Kate tonight, but she's on at 8 o'clock. Always very interesting, Bagita's shows. And I'm not sure who's on tomorrow. And we've got Sam Pert, the medium, is doing his mediumship on Saturday night. So that'll be a really good evening too. So I don't know what we're doing for time. Oh, Tuesday we've got our crystal special with Shirley Donahue, understanding crystals and what they're used for. And she's going to do some private live readings as well. Fantastic. So that's going to be something a little bit different, I think. I don't think we've had a crystal one on before, have we? Okay, so she's going to actually use crystals for her live readings on Tuesday, and that's at 1 o'clock. So that would be well worth tuning into. Sorry, Richard. Oh, and on the Sunday, the 6th of December, we've got a trance demonstration with Polly Harnett and Leah Chabe. Is that Chabe? I love trance, so I'll have to hopefully try and. But really, really good evening. Quite interesting for those of you that like a little physical mediumship. So that will be okay. Okay, so apparently I'm starting to break up a little bit. So yep, you can't wait to meet Orla. I know she looks absolutely gorgeous. My granddaughter is now 5 months old, and I baptized her 2 weeks ago, just before we went into lockdown. Very, very small baptism, just with myself and the parents and a couple of the grandparents. So we stuck to the COVID regulations, which was a bit of a blow, but there we are. But it was a lovely day. So no doubt, Chris, next time Kim comes over or you come over here, you'll be baptising your little Orla. So have a lovely week, everybody. Enjoy the rest of Spiritual Psychics TV. Please share the channel with those that you think might be interested, and anybody that might be interested in watching my meditations again or sharing with them with friends. They're all still on video on the SPTV channel on YouTube. Take care, everybody. I will see you in a couple of weeks. God bless.